Hey guys, it's Wanda from Crazy Days, and today we're going to be doing a little freeze dryer craziness. Yeah, crazy days, right? Okay, so everybody names their freeze dryers, and Danny and I haven't named ours. You would think I could come up with something pretty cool for my freeze dryer, but it is a freeze dryer. So if you guys come up with a name, I'll pick one. Let me know in the comments. Tell me, what would you name my freeze dryer? And we're going to have a little more craziness, and I'm going to announce the winner to the Betty's Box of Blessings. So let's go look in the freezer what the next freeze dryer products are going to be. These are mini ice cream sandwiches. I've heard a lot of people say they're excellent, so we're going to be trying the ice cream sandwiches. In this freezer we have the Neapolitan ice cream sandwiches, but I also have a special something. Look at this. A dreamsicle, strawberries and cream, strawberry, berry, Jolly Rancher, root beer, and Oreo cheesecake popsicles. These are from Pops Brothers. So guys, we're going to be trying ice cream sandwiches and popsicles. Pops Brothers is from a local company down on the coast here in Mississippi, and we bought them at Jack's at our new patio supply thing. We're going inside and we're going to talk about how to freeze dry for beginners by Freeze Drying Mama. That's who wrote this book. And then I have the conversion book, How You Know How to Add Water Back, right? You want to know how to reconstitute? Let's go talk about it. Okay, we're going to sit here on the floor and talk about these two books, but I know everybody wants to know the winner to Betty's Box of Blessings. So the winner is Roxanne LaFleur, Lefleur, LaFleur. I think I'm pronouncing that right. And she wrote that she was an overworked nurse and that all the nurses were overworked. And I wanted to be able to send this book to her, so that book's going out. So Roxanne, if you will, send me an email at deepsouthhomestead@gmail.com. And I will get this out to you, and I'll need your address and stuff like that. So let's look at the books that we've got for freeze drying. All right, first, how to freeze dry for beginners. And Freeze Drying Mama has, let me just go ahead and say this. You can find her on Facebook, Freeze Drying Mamas and Papas Facebook group, YouTube, and Instagram. All right, so Freeze Drying Mama. This is a little book. It goes in detail. It's easy read. It's not difficult. She goes in telling who she is, how she got into freeze drying, things like that. She tells you, does it lose its value? How do I freeze dry food for myself? What are the possibilities of owning a freeze dryer? Can freeze drying help me in my travels? In case of emergency, how do I get access to freeze dried foods and other items? How long does freeze dried items stay good? Why it works for me. Why would it work for me? I'm sorry. The foods, the do's, the don'ts, all this stuff. She covers it real simply in this book. This is for beginners, guys. If you're an advanced freeze dryer, it is not going to give you a whole lot of information you hadn't already figured out for yourselves. But for new people like me, just trying to figure it out and all, she gives you the quick, simple facts here. Now, past this, I need an advanced book that tells me the ins and outs of everything freeze drying. So if you know one, please let me know. One of my subscribers sent me a link to this, and it's called Rehydration Calculations Made Easy, the U.S. measurements. It is from Wanda Bailey Clark. It's for dehydrated foods, freeze-dried, powdered, for everything like that. If you're not in the U.S., it is for metric also. How cool is that? But we're going back to the U.S. It works on any kind of powdered or freeze-dried or dehydrated foods. And here's kind of a list of the things here that it's got. I'll just run down it right quick so you can see it covers just about anything simple that you would want to know. Even wine powder. honey powder, peanut butter. This is not necessarily that you freeze dried these things. It's things that you can buy that are in powdered form. So it is actually for anything dehydrated, freeze dried, and powdered. You can buy honey and peanut butter in powdered forms, but to freeze dry honey and peanut butter is a no-no. Just go figure. All right, in here, let's pick bananas. This is something that most everybody would do, would be bananas. It tells you 1 cup of product to 1 cup of water to end up with 1 cup of bananas. If you just want a little bit of bananas, 1 teaspoon to 1 teaspoon gives you 1 teaspoon. So lots of times fruits are usually 1 to 1. Let's go to meat. Say you did ham bits. 1 cup of ham bits is what you want. So you put half a cup of ham bits, 1 cup of water. So see, you're putting more water than you are product in the meat. Let's check chicken. If you wanted 1 cup, you got to put 3/8 of a cup and a teaspoon plus 3/4 of a cup and 2.5 teaspoons. Almost 1 for 1 in chicken bits. Beef bits, you want 1/3 a cup of product, 2/3 a cup of water. So see, a little more water with the beef and the pork as opposed to chicken. Now, if you were buying like honey powder and peanut butter powder, it gives you the measurements. For honey, if you want a cup of honey, you do 3 cups of the product to 1 cup of water to end up with honey. Honey will, in its original stage, will last forever. But I have bought honey powder from my Patriot Supply, and I do have it on hand. I have peanut butter powdered on hand, and I have butter powdered on hand, because those are things that you cannot really freeze dry. Okay, so like carrots, you want a cup of carrots, you put 3/8 of a cup of product and 1 cup of water to get 1 cup of carrots. Let's see, something else people do. Bell peppers, if you freeze dried them and you want 1 cup, you do 1 cup of bell peppers and 2 cups of water to get back to hydration. So, rehydration calculations made easy. It gives you down, I don't know if it even showed it, but down into the teaspoons, all the way up to a cup of how to figure it, because eggs is 1, whole eggs and egg whites. If you want to know how many eggs, 1 egg is 2 tablespoons of product and 3 tablespoons of water. And you can buy powdered eggs, or you can make them like I am in the freeze dryer. It works both ways. If you wanted 12 eggs, you use 1.5 cups of product and 2.25 cups of water to get 12 eggs. Egg whites, same thing. It tells you exactly for 1 to 12 eggs. Sour cream. From 1 teaspoon of sour cream to 1 cup. Buttermilk. Now this is a good thing to have on hand, and I buy buttermilk already powdered lots of times, but you can freeze dry and powder buttermilk, or you can freeze dry and powder milk. And then same thing, it tells you the amounts from 1 teaspoon all the way up to 1 cup. So if you don't want to have to guess at it all the time and you like specifics, Rehydration Calculations Made Easy by Wanda Bailey Clark. So that's what I'm doing right now, is I'm learning the freeze dryer. I know a lot of people are asking, is it worth it? What do I think? Right now, yes. I like having my eggs with the freeze dryer powdered and just stashed, because our chickens are laying so many eggs, and lots of times I've been giving away eggs. And so, sorry guys, y'all not getting eggs no more. I'm going to be using my own eggs and storing them. And that way I have them, because our chickens are a year old. And usually by the time they're 2 years old, I've already swapped out chickens. But if I don't have these laying and I've got biddies coming on, then I've got a space in there that I don't have eggs fresh. And last year I managed to overlap the two. And this year I hope to do so again, because by the time I get my little chicks this year and get them to 5 to 7 months laying, these might get sporadic in laying, because they'll be getting closer to 2 years old. So that's how I kind of work it. but I have my stash of eggs. And used to, I was putting them in the freezer, and the freezer works just fine. You can use them in your baking, and you can use them for scrambled eggs and omelets and stuff like that. They work fine, but this is longer term storage, and it doesn't take up room in my freezer. And so guys, I hope this is a little bit of my crazy days. I'm going to be doing the popsicles and the ice cream sandwiches this week. And when they're done, we're going to do a taste test. I might have some special taste testers here this weekend, hopefully, that they might give you an idea what they think on stuff. So I hope you enjoyed it today. And Roxanne, if you will, send me an email. Thank you guys from Crazy Days.